Guru Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Sarvalokanam Bhishaje Bhavarogina Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shruti Smruti Puranana Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. What is it that we are prepared for in life? What do we plan for in life? What are we ready for? The next weekend? The next holiday? The next get together? The next movie? What is running in your mind? What are you looking forward to? Maybe a little longer horizon. When my children are all settled, then I can truly retire. Or when all my obligations are kept aside, I can do what I want. I can choose to work, I can choose to travel. Most of our planning and preparation readiness is for things which we like, which we want to happen in our life. And those things which you think will bring you joy. Isn't it? Now, if there is something which you want to happen because you like it to happen, and if you are looking forward to it, when it does happen, do you not feel that the joy is diluted because you always wanted it to happen, you are waiting for it to happen? There is no surprise in it. But look at the other hand, if there was something which you didn't want to happen and you are not prepared for it and it did happen, what's the impact on you? See how you feel shaken and shattered? This is the irony of life, that these events which we are thinking about, anticipating, preparing, planning, they may or may not happen, but still we are in readiness for them. But there are things which will definitely happen. We never prepare ourselves. Also, if you are prepared for things which you don't like, which you may not consider favorable to you, then actually if they do happen, you have got a plan to tackle them. You are able to handle them much better, you won't be blown away. So, are you prepared for the worst in life? What is the worst thing that can happen? Are you prepared for death? Death is a certainty in everybody's life. But are we really prepared? Do we look forward to it? When death stares you at your face, are you ready to welcome it? There is a beautiful episode. Adi Shankara's father, he has this intuition about his own death. So he sees his own funeral pyre being, his own body being burnt in the fire. So he calls his son Adi Shankara and tells him, I need to take your leave now. I have to go to leave this body now. And then the son asks him, are you not afraid of death? He says, what is there to be afraid of? I am moving from the finite to the infinite. Even in Mahabharata, there is an episode of Yaksha Prashna. We all have heard this story, yeah, where the Pandavas in the forest, they go to a lake to drink water, and there is a crane or a yaksha which forbids them, and they drink water, and all the four brothers try. Yudhishthira has to go and answer the questions and revive the brothers. Yeah, you know this story, right? And among the 35 questions with the yakshas, one of the questions the yaksha asks Yudhishthira is, what is the most astonishing thing in the world? And Yudhishthira says, the most astonishing thing in the world is that everybody knows they are going to die, yet they live as if they are never going to die. Whether you like it or not, whether you are aware of it or not, time is ticking, the clock is ticking, the sand is slipping out of the hourglass. For sure, we are all going to die and disappear. This body is going to disappear into the dust, into thin air. Just like, you bring vegetables, you cut, cook, and then what happens? It disappears in your body. It is no longer vegetable, it would become something else. Similarly, in the Gita, Krishna says, all the bodies are the food for this fire. In the Kathopanishad also, Yama says, I am the fire for whom all these bodies are different dishes. I just enjoy taking them. So, for sure, this body is going to melt away. But are you ready for it? Are you able to look at it and say, well, this is going to happen today or tomorrow. Is there anything I need to do in the meantime? An awareness about your own demise will bring a sense of dynamism and urgency in your life. Oh, just imagine if somebody says you got only 6 months, suddenly there is a sense of urgency. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I have been postponing this. Suddenly you become very focused. Suddenly you move into this moment right now. That is why you see, when there is a threat to survival, your mind shuts down and you are totally in the present moment. When you think that I am going to live here forever, that is when the mind takes over and you are always in the yesterday or in the tomorrow. And that life is death. You are already dead before you are dead. Because you are not living anymore, you are not here at all. You let the mind take over. The mind is like a virtual reality glass. You wear that, you see the world in a different light as to what it is. You will need to take the glass away, and that is what knowledge does. Moving away. And some people ask, how can you be prepared for death? Yes, be aware of it, that is good enough, that you are going to move away and you already spent more than half of your time here. And have you used it properly? Have you lived with awareness? Have you been conscious? Being prepared for anything and everything is called sannyasa. A sannyasi is one who is ready for everything, is open to life and is prepared for any eventuality, pleasant or unpleasant. So, in these few shlokas which we are going to look into today, Adi Shankara speaks about the transitoriness of life and tries to instill a sense of urgency, tries to say, come on, come on, time is slipping by, now is the time to drop all these little useless things where you are engaging your energy in and then look at something bigger in life. बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीसक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः परे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः. It's like the master is lamenting here. He is saying, oh alas, where are your priorities? When you are a child, all your energies are focused around friends and playing, around games. Balas tavat krida sakta, all your interest is only in games. Tarunas tavat taruni sakta, once you become a teenager, a youth, all your attention is in seeking attention, to showing off, to attract and be attracted. You want to be recognized, praised. Vruddhastavat chintasaktaha. And once you get old, you are surrounded by worries. Oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, oh, this could have happened, that could have happened, who is going to look after me, this person is doing this, that person is doing this. When you were a child, you were never interested in thinking or realizing something higher in life, neither when you were a youth, nor when your energies have diminished and you are close to death. Pare brahmani kopi na sakta. Alas, nobody is interested in knowing the divine, in the ultimate truth, in Brahman. So, our priorities are all misplaced. What is to be given highest priority, that we are kept aside. Our viveka is so weak that in different times we hold on to different things, and all these are transitory. Whatever we hold on does not give you any great joy, but it only gives you a hope of the joy, and in that we spend all our energies. We have time for everything except our own self. This is the biggest tragedy of life. You are happy to socialize, you are happy to move around your children, you are happy to go on holidays, all the time and energy and attention you are able to give everywhere. But in knowing the ultimate truth, nobody is interested. And ask yourself, when you meet together, when you meet in a social gathering or in your office or when your friends get together, what do you talk about? You all talk about only these things. You gossip. When children get together, they gossip about games. When adults, youths get together, they gossip about the possessions and greed and what this person did. They are showing off their pride. And when the old people get together, they are only complaining. This is not right, that is not right. When are you ever discussing about your own existence? Who comes and discusses about knowledge? And when you start, then you are made an outcast. You are boring. What? How can this is so boring for you? Why do you not do something interesting? Kate kanta dhanagata chinta vatula kim tava nasti niyanta trijagati sajjana sangati reka bhavati bhavarnava tarane nauka. He is saying again, Why are you so much interested? Why are you putting all your energy in pursuing wealth and putting too much attention on your closer relationships? See, he again speaks about wife and children. Now, we have many relations. We have got brothers, we have got sisters, we have got parents, we have got friends. It doesn't mention them at all. He always keeps hitting on wife and children. It's very interesting. Yeah. Have you ever thought about it? For any individual who has got children, the greatest attachment is the children. And maybe after that the spouse comes. You are able to let go of the parents. You have done it already by moving away from them. But you always want to say when you can move closer to your children, you are looking forward to that. You can let go of your siblings. You can let go of your friends and move from one country to another. But whom you are not able to let go is wife and children, or husband and children. There is nothing right or wrong here. What he is saying is this is where you are anchored to the samsara. This is where it holds you down. Kate kanta dhanagata chinta. Why are you always worried about wife and money, family and money? Vatula kim tava nasti niyanta. Vatula means a crazy fellow. You know, in jest you call people crazy. Arey madman, oh madman. You call divana. You are not telling seriously that you are a crazy person, you are a insane person. You are saying, oh crazy fellow. Do you not realize there is a bigger power which is running all this? How did you marry this particular person? How did these children come through you? How did you become somebody's brother or sister or somebody's son? Did you decide any of this? And if you didn't decide any of this, what is going to happen to all of them? Are you going to decide? Then stop worrying. There is a higher power, niyati, which is running the show. Vatula kim tava nasti niyanta. What do you think? There isn't this higher power, the providence or nature or divinity which is running all this show? You stop putting your energy on these things. Stop worrying about this. Trijagati sajjana sangati rekha bhavati bhavarnavatarane nauka. The only thing that is going to take you across this repetitiveness of life, across this ocean of samsara, which is nothing but misery and stress and anxiety, is satsanga. Satsanga is the boat that will take you around. So focus your energy on the company of truth, on the company of wise, and only through that you are able to rise above this small little attachment which is holding you tighter and tighter in the world, in the mind. So first he said nobody is interested in truth. Now he is saying if you really want to be interested, you have to catch hold of the wise. Satsanga, company of the wise, and that's where the company of the truth will come to you. The realization of truth happens through satsanga. Kate kanta kaste putraha sansaro yamativa vichitraha kasyatvam kaha kutahayataha tatvam chintaya tadiha bhrantaha. He again asks, who is your wife, who is your son? This world is very crazy, very weird. People who are close to you today may turn against you tomorrow. How many people have you seen saying that I prayed for this son, I prayed for this daughter, now they don't even care about me. They don't even talk to me with respect. How much I did for this child when he was young, when he was sick, and look at how he treats me now. I've got a friend in UK, very hard worker, very astute in financial matters. Whenever we used to go on a holiday or anything, we would call him and he would say, no, I don't have time. Whether you go for trekking, whether you go for a running club, whether you go for cycling, he would say, no. All his weekends were busy. He would just work and work. I would ask him, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing this? He says, I am the only working person in the member in the family. My wife doesn't work. If something happens to me, they should be looked after. They should not have any problems. So, I am trying to make sure that I will clear the mortgage of our house, so that if anything happens also, they are looked after. Everything is okay for them. And he did achieve it. He had a house which he bought for more than £500,000, and he cleared it off in about 8 years, which is really amazing. People take 25-30 years to clear their mortgage in the West. And when I met him in June, the story had changed. There was a different flavor to the story. Something has happened, and now he is going through a divorce. And in that, the lawyers are telling him, we start off with 50% of the asset division, and because your wife is not working and she is used to a very good lifestyle which you have provided, we may even make it 70-30 in her favor, because she will not be able to afford that, but she is used to that. You can afford it, you can buy another house. Now, the same person who said, if not for my wife and son to whom, now he is saying, that person did not even put a single penny into the mortgage. How can she take 70% of what I have paid through? This is life. Life, you never know how things can change, what can happen. Sansaro ayam ativa vichitra. This world is not as you forecast it to be, as you predict it. It's very unpredictable, it's very uncertain. Your ultimate relationship is with your own self. Why are you hankering for relationship with bodies outside you? When you take in the path of knowledge, the attachment, the connection with yourself is what uplifts you. But if you take the same thing in the path of devotion, you impose this own self on a master or Rama or Krishna or Shiva and try to find the same joy. What is devotion? Devotion is directing all your raga, your attachment towards the divine. And meditation is falling in love with your own self, loving your own company. And here Adi Shankara is saying, you are that. Instead of putting your attention and putting all your attachment and love towards your own self, why are you putting it on people outside you? The world is very crazy, very weird, very unpredictable. Friends can become enemies, enemies can become friends. What you said is yours today may not be yours tomorrow. So, how do you use your time? Kasya tvam kaha kuta ayataha tatvam chintaya tadiha brantaha. Who am I? Where have I come from? What is the purpose of my life? Put attention on these questions. Tattvam tintaya. Tattva is the essence of life. The real essence of life is in these questions. Instead of asking kate kanta kaste putra, who is my wife, who is my son, ask, who am I? Where have I come from? What is this existence? Tattvam chintaya tadiha branta. Tadiha means now. Start inquiring into this now. Bhrantaha. Bhrantaha means the illusion, the disillusioned one. The one who is living in a delusion, living in a dream. He says, come on, wake up, break this illusion and start the proper path of inquiry which will take you out of this illusion. Satsangatve nisangatvam nisangatve nirmohatvam nirmohatve nischalatatvam nischalatatve jivan muktihi. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Says, what is the value of satsang? Why is satsang so important? Because it says satsangatve nisangatvam. Satsanga brings freedom from attachment. When you are aware and alert, the hold of your mind on you weakens. Mind and awareness cannot coexist. When the awareness falls down, the mind rises and the world becomes more stronger. Similarly, satsang is in the company of truth, the attachments fall away. Nissangatvam. The attachment to the world, attachment to the truth, to the self, dilutes, weakens the attachment to the world. Satsangatve nissangatvam. Nissangatve nirmohatvam. When you are able to let go of the world, the delusion vanishes. Nirmoha. Moha is this attachment and delusion. You become free from the delusion and attachments. Nirmohatve nischala tattvam. When you are free from the attachments, when you are not swayed by people and possessions, nischala tattvam, stability comes in you, steadiness comes in you. We are always unsteady. See how easily we can be shaken and shattered. A few words from somebody, some news about something to your near and dear ones, how quickly you become shaken and shattered. Or you lose some money, lose a job, or somebody, you get a bad name, you lose your status. Look how easily you get shaken. Being unshakable is nischala tattva. And how does nischala tattva come? From nirmohatvam. When your attachment to all these external things are dropped, when you are a true sannyasi, true renunciate, then there is nischala tattvam, unshakableness comes in you. Nischala tattve jivan mukti, and that is the gate to liberation. When you are able to be steady in the face of adversity, then you are already free. So satsanga brings nissanga, ability to let go. Nissanga brings nirmoha. Ability to let go brings you freedom from attachment. Nirmoha brings nischala tattva. Freedom from attachment leads you to stability, non-shakeability, and from that you enter into the world of freedom, liberation. Vayasi gate kaha kama vikaraha शुष्के नीरे कह का सारः क्षीणे वित्ते कह परिवारः ज्ञाते तत्त्वे कह संसारः भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. If you go deep into the Upanishadic text, the Advaitic text, there is a cause-effect relationship. Only when there is a cause, there can be an effect. Or other way around, for an effect to be present, the cause should be there. A cause can be there without an effect, but for the effect to be there, a cause is essential. Clay can exist without being a pot, but for a pot to exist, clay should be present. Water can exist without being a wave, but for a wave to exist, water is essential. So, along those lines, this shloka he says, Vayasi gate kaha kama vikaraha. When you are youthful, energetic, when the vitality in you is there, then there is some meaning for you to go behind lust, to encourage lust in your life. When the body has shrunken, when the body has become weak, when there is no energy or strength in the body, what is the use of lust? Shushke nire kaha kasarha. As long as there is a water, you can call it a lake or a pond. When there is no water, where is the pond? Kshide vitte kaha parivaraha. When there is no wealth in you, where are friends and family? Nobody wants you. Gnate tattve kaha samsaraha. And when there is knowledge, where is the world? Only when there is ignorance, the world is there. When the knowledge arises, and where is the world? Just like only when there is water, there is a lake. When there is no water, where is the lake? So, when there is no ignorance, there is no world. In other words, when there is knowledge, there is no samsara. You are not bound by the world. The world appears to you through the mind. As we were discussing earlier, the mind is like the virtual reality glass. You wear it and then you see the world. That which is not there appears as if it is there. Only through knowledge, when you remove the glasses, you will see what is. And that is what he says here. Gnate tatve kaha samsaraha. Unless the knowledge arises in you, unless you hold on to the knowledge, the Govinda, unless that time, you are not able to be freed from this samsara. When there is no freedom from samsara, there is no freedom, there is no liberation. And for that, what do? You go through the satsang. Satsang is the first step. Ma kurudana jana yauvana garvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam maya mayamidam akhilam hitva brahmapadam tvam pravisha viditva maya mayamidam akhilam hitva brahmapadam tvam pravisha viditva bhaja govindam bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate. What are you proud of in your life? What brings you pride and arrogance? Wealth, power, people. I have got people around me. People listen to me. Have you seen people how they are before they accumulate some wealth and after they are accumulated wealth? How once they get into a position, how the entire outlook of the people change? It might have happened in your own organization. Somebody gets elevated to as a manager or as a vice president or a president. Suddenly they see how they start talking differently to you, how they start behaving differently. The position comes, suddenly they feel they are somebody special, somebody different. So here Adi Shankara says, this will not last forever. What has gone up has to come down. I might have told you this incident. When Tenzing and Hillary, they climbed, they were the first people to climb the Everest. After that, there was a program in American radio at that time. They were interviewing these two people. And then one child asked Hillary a question. After you went to the top of the Everest, what did you do? He said, I came down. So, however height you may go, you will have to come down. Know that you can't stay there forever. What goes up will come down. That is the nature of everything in the objective world, and there is no point being proud and arrogant about some possessions in life. A Zen master once visited a Chinese king, and then when he visited the king received him and asked him, and the monk asked the king, how are things, O dear king? He said, oh, what are you asking? The enemy at the gates. Wives are fighting with each other. The ministers are incompetent. My son has fallen into bad company, and then I broke my leg yesterday. Nothing is right. And the master looks at him and says, don't worry, O king, this too will pass. After 5 years, the same situation happens again. The master is passing by. He comes to the kingdom to say hello to the king and asks the king the same question. Oh king, how are you doing? He said, oh, what you said was really wonderful. Now the enemies have been destroyed. My harem is in harmony. The wives are in harmony. My son has improved. I have got a new council of ministers. I am more healthier than ever before. The monk says, oh king, this too will pass. So life is like that, nothing stays forever. Everything will pass, everything is moving. He says, Harati nimeshat kala sarvam. In a second, all this will be taken away from you. Isn't it? You know, if you are into the stock market, you will know this person, Rakesh Junjunwala, yeah? How many thousand, I don't even know how many zeros have to put to his value, to his assets. In 1 second, he was gone. Isn't it? When death knocks on your door, how much ever you got, you can't bribe death. Yeah? Harati nimeshat kala sarum. In a moment you will be gone, I say. What is this pride of money and power and prestige, all these things? Maya mayamidam akilam hitva. Know that this is all illusion. You are living in a dream world and then you are thinking it is real. This is all Maya. You think it is real, but it is not. It is as real as your dream is. When you are dreaming, when you are in slumber, all that appears very real. But the moment you wake up, you will see that, oh, it was just a dream. Maya mayamidam akilam. Just realize that it is all a dream. Everything is passing by, everything is passing by. Brahma padam tvam pravisha viditva. Now enter into the realm of the Brahman. Enter into the realm of that which is eternal, that which is unchanging, and that which is never destroyed. Not these small things in the material world which can be taken away in a second. Dinayaminyau sayam pratah shishiravasanto punarayatah kalah kridati gachatyayuh kalah kridati gachatyayuh tadapi na munchati आशावायुः भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. Days are passing, nights are passing, weeks are coming and going, seasons are coming and going, and you are looking at all these things. Your childhood came and went, your youth came and is almost gone. Now middle age is also slowly slipping away. Everything is going away, going away. Kala kridati gachatyayuh. As you are seeing, your lifespan will just dissolve and melt away, will go away, just like the days, the nights, the weekends, the weeks and the months and the seasons have moved. You will also be disposed of, you will also move away. This body will also go away. But what is the tragedy? Tadapina munchati asha vayuhu. In spite of seeing everything which is rising and falling and disappearing and dissolving, your desires are not dissolving. Why is that so? Tadapina munchati asha vayuhu. How many desires you have had, how many of them got fulfilled, how many are still having, you are having. Know that having desires is like going on a merry-go-round. You keep on going round and round and round, but you end up being at the same place where you were. You will never reach anywhere. It says, Tadapina munchati asha vayuhu. No desire has given you contentment, but still you keep running behind the desires. You keep having one desire after the other. So be aware of the nature of the desire. What is desire? Desire simply means what? What I have right now is not good enough. What is there now is not good enough. If I have something else which is not there now, then I will be more happier. That is all desire is. And when you get that, then you will say something else. Then you will say something else. And this is our real experience. The beauty of this whole Bhaja Govindam is not telling anything new. Adi Shankara is just holding a mirror in front of you. Look at yourself. This is what your life is. And now realize it. You have seen it, you have known it, now act upon it. Hmm? Everything is passing. This too will pass. With this thought, we will stop and stay with this thought for this whole week, that this too will pass. And remember that homework, write down. Have you written down those 4 scenarios? If you had 6 months to live, if you had 10 years to live or 5 years or 3 years to live, there won't be much difference in those answers. But when it comes to 6 months, suddenly there is something changes there. 1 month may be too short for you to comprehend. Give this 6 months, and whatever you want to do in these 6 months, start doing it now. Keep it in your mind that I have got only 6 months to live, and live for 6 months, that is good enough. And then when you get there, you can live for another 6 months. Just keep this 6 months target and see how to live fully these 6 months. Yeah? Very good, very good. सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरिः ओम्। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्।